Thomas had said that the EU Commission was seriously looking into the Grok situation. And so I wanted to know concretely what the European Commission is actually going to do, because there's been a bunch of MEPs that have called for an immediate formal investigation. I'm not sure whether that's immediately possible. Surely a request for information should be what you could do next. Any clarity would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Raz. I said it on Monday indeed. Let me repeat it again. We have witnessed Grok generating anti-Semitic content and, more recently, sexual imagery of children. I mean, this is illegal. This is unacceptable. I said it. This goes against Europe's values and our fundamental rights. And we take this very seriously. This is why I can confirm that the Commission has ordered X to retain all internal documents and data relating to Grok, and they have to do it until the end of 2026. This is in fact an extension of the retention order that we already sent to X last year when it comes to algorithms and recommender systems on the dissemination of illegal content. So this is a continuation of the measures that we have already taken and that I already announced on Monday, including the request for information, for which we received a reply from X and that we're currently analyzing it. And let me conclude by saying that the DSA is very clear. In Europe, all platforms have to get their own house in order, because what they are generating here is unacceptable, and compliance with EU law is not an option, it's an obligation.
Thanks, Thomas. Other questions on this topic specifically or digital? Go ahead.
Thank you. Anna Ströbler-Romero for Netzpolitik. So this question was asked already in December, but in light of the recent problems, I would like to ask it again. So is the Commission now maybe re-evaluating its presence on X? And if not, or also generally, how do you justify its presence there today? Thank you.
So indeed, the question was asked in December. The Commission is still active on X. That's a fact, but we're strongly diversifying. We're not only active on X, we're active on 14 or 16, I think it's 14 different social media platforms, including European ones. So, of course, X is not the only platform where we are active. We're more and more diversifying. And, of course, we keep monitoring our social media presence regularly, including when it comes to X.
And of course, we also assess where our public is more active themselves, and it's important for us to get our messages across to our public, and if our public is on X as well as on the other platforms, Thomas can eventually share with you bilaterally. I think they are 14, but indeed I'm not entirely sure of the figure. We will engage with them there. Go ahead, you have a follow-up.
Yes, thank you. So just to clarify, do these findings have an impact on decisions or on this monitoring, or what does it exactly mean when you say that you're monitoring the presence?
I mean, these findings, if you're referring to the DSA, the objective is to protect our citizens from societal risks online, to protect our kids, to protect our democracy, so really to tackle all societal risks that such social media platforms can present in the EU. That's the objective of the DSA. Now, in a separate trend, the Commission is then, of course, on doing its own homework and analyzing and assessing and monitoring its own social media presence. But that's a separate track. Our DSA enforcement is there to protect our citizens. Our social media presence is a separate track.
Questions on digital from remote, I believe. Jacob, is it for Thomas? Is it on this?
Yes, it's on this. Thank you. The follow-up on that. I understand that you said the Commission is diversifying its presence, but will not withdraw from X. My question is, will the Commission continue to publish exclusive news on X? Because we've had several times announcements, for example, by the Commission President on X before she announced it on other media or social media. And that, of course, gives every EU citizen and journalist a strong incentive to continue to be on X, a platform that is openly been promoting anti-Semitic content and far-right content and also anti-EU content. So why does the Commission continue to give exclusive content and news on X instead of on?
If I can on this, I believe that what we have said is that currently we are present on X. Of course, we cannot prejudge future corporate decisions that may or may not be taken. As we say, we always strive to improve our social media presence. Nothing is set in stone. We evaluate as matters evolve. At this stage, we are present on X. If there has been exclusive announcements on X in the past, perhaps it was technical issues. In the recent past, at least for what I can recall, announcements are possibly made on social platforms, but not exclusively on X. For example, the President is always very active also on Blue Sky. If you don't have an account, I invite you to check, but usually the posts are spread across the different social media. Glitches may happen. I cannot confirm 100% that the same social media posts have been published at the same exact time on all platforms, but I can't recall such recent instances. And then, of course, if it is important announcements, we try not to make them on social media, but as well in our press corner or here at Midday or in public speeches. It depends really case by case. What we aim at is to get the information to you and to our citizens as fast and as effectively as possible. And this entails different tools at different times, depending on the content of the announcement, the timing of it, etc. But indeed, I don't think there is any exclusive or preferential treatment of the X platform compared to others. Jacob, you have a quick follow-up, because I still have many hands raised also on different topics.
Yes, just to follow up on that. So can we say basically the new Commission policy is that exclusive content will not be shared on X, but will be shared on other platforms first?
As I said, I don't think we're speaking of any new policy. We have always strived to use all the platforms in which we are active. The President has, since many months, a presence on different social media. Now, I don't have an exact timeline in mind of when she has opened an account on different social media, but I'm very sure that it is not a very recent practice. As I said, I cannot confirm 100% that there has not been any glitch in the past. I would need to check each and every instance, but I can absolutely confirm that it is a long-standing practice of the Commission to make announcements on as many channels as possible at the same time. Thomas.
And also a long-standing practice not to do any paid promotion and paid advertising on X anymore. This has been enforced since 2023, important to recall.
Thanks. I see another question on digital Grok. I am not sure how to pronounce your name. Anupriya. Thank you, Thomas.
Hi, thanks for the question. I have a question as a follow-up on Grok, because on Monday, Thomas, you said the stuff on Grok is, quote, illegal, quote, disgusting. So I just want to know whether under the DSA there are any provisions to suspend Grok or stop Grok being used by EU citizens as an interim measure, and whether the Commission intends to explore that. Thank you.
Thanks, Anupriya. I mean, that's really an ultimate resort and possibility that we have under the DSA and foreseen by the legislation. That's not our privileged option. We're not here to suspend platforms. We're not here to tell citizens which platform is safer or better to use, which AI tool is better. That's really not the objective. Our objective, and as I told you just before, the objective is that to force every platform to put its own house in order. Generating such output is unacceptable and illegal in the European Union. It's X's responsibility to take care of Grok and make sure that this is not generated. So this is the focus that we have with the DSA, rather than suspending any platform in the EU.
Thanks, Thomas. Question for Thomas in the back, and then we come to the first row.
Thanks, Sarah Brandstätter from MLEX. Follow-up question on this Grok story. Does X have any specific deadline to hand in these internal documents and also algorithm-related data? Because you only said that they'll have to preserve it until the end of the year. Thanks.
Yes, so that's, I mean, let me explain briefly the framework here. So every platform has, of course, internal document at its disposal that they have for the different tools they have, including for Grok. What we're asking here is, I mean, let's be very clear, this is not an opening of a formal investigation on the DSA. This is really here saying to a platform, keep your internal document, don't get rid of them, because we have doubts about your compliance, otherwise we wouldn't have sent an RFI, and we need to be able to have access to them if we request it explicitly. So this is why here X now has a time frame of 1 year, so until the 31st of December 2026, where they have to retain all internal documents relating to Grok.
Thanks. Last question on digital, and then perhaps we go to trade, since we have just a few minutes left together. Go ahead.
Hi, James Cantor from the Media EU Scream. Ariana, you said that the Commission continues to post to X because you want to meet people where they are, but that doesn't make a huge amount of sense because we also know that the European institutions and the Commission President herself, you have an enormous convening power. Were you to stop posting on X, everybody would go for their news immediately to another platform. So you can meet people, no problem, wherever you choose to be. So can you tell me what really is holding you back from making that choice, given what my colleagues have asked about, which is the anti-Semitism, the child porn, and, of course, the other sort of hateful things that are going on Elon Musk's platforms? Thank you.
Thanks. I think we can take note of your suggestion. From our side, we are actively engaged on 14 different platforms. This, at this stage, includes X. As I was saying before, I cannot prejudge corporate decisions that might not be taken in the future. What we are doing is we're taking decisive action when we see there is a specific issue, such as the unacceptable one that Thomas was referring to at the beginning of his intervention on the podium. And this is where we take action. Further considerations at this stage is not something that we can go into.